improved to 30-3 at home and won 15 of their last 17 games. Meanwhile, Phoenix is now a half game behind the Kings for the 6th spot in the Western Conference standings. Despite the loss, the Suns had 4 players scored 20 points, including Kevin Durant. Now take a listen to what JJ Redick said about KD on his podcast recently.
He's literally one of the greatest players ever, and we spend too much time on the bullshit instead of just appreciating his night-to-night greatness. LeBron James has 20 straight seasons scoring 25 points or more a game. That's the record. You know, second?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, 15 in a row this year.
Wow, it's a big glass of wine, JJ. Hey, Per. Good morning. Thank you for being with us. How are we doing?
Hey, what's up, Molly? Always good to see you. Kenny, Harry, what's going on, fellas? I know Harry got them jabos on under the table.
Hey.
I know he got them jabos on, them old school jabos.
That's my boy right there.
There we go. There we go.
All right, let's dive in here. Perk, I'm starting with you. Is KD underappreciated as a superstar? You heard what JJ just said.
God bless America. Look, listen, Molly, we know JJ, right? We know once a month he's going to give us that cute and adorable JJ rant, right? He's going to give it to us once a month. And sometimes, majority of the time, he's right. But in this instance, he has lost his damn mind when it comes to putting KD in that certain type of box and saying that a guy that is an all-time great is underappreciated. Like, Kevin Durant is a top 20 greatest player of all time, in my opinion, and is going to continue to move up in the ranks. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer that I've ever seen, and I've said that on numerous occasions. When it comes to being underappreciated, he doesn't fall in that category. Kevin Durant, because of some of the decisions that he made throughout the course of his career, right, the journey that he had to go, he could get criticized. We all all-time greats that got criticized. We criticized LeBron James when he went to Miami, right? And LeBron James, the reason he went back to Cleveland is to shut the haters up and to change the narrative and won a championship there. We criticize James Harden all the time. He's going to be an all-time great because, look, he don't get it done in the postseason. When you fall in that criteria of being underappreciated, I look at guys like Dwight Howard. He's underappreciated for what he did in Orlando. You know, I believe 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, leading the league in rebounding, leading the league in blocks. When I look at a guy like Rudy Gobert, who's on the verge of winning his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award and still doesn't have the respect of his peers, we don't talk about him enough. He's a future Hall of Famer. When you look at a guy like DeMar DeRozan down there in Chicago, one of the most elite scorers this game has ever seen, he's underappreciated. Kevin Durant is not appreciated. Kevin Durant, we just criticize him when need be. We can't help it that he chose to leave Steph Curry and go team up with Kyrie Irving and the mission failed. Like, he has to get it done on his own. That's not saying or knocking KD and saying we don't appreciate him. That's just calling it a spade to spade.
So, Perk, I'll say this. When it comes to people like you, me, and Canty, I can't sit up here and say that we underappreciate a Kevin Durant. But I think when you look at the decisions that you just brought up, him joining the Golden State Warriors after being up 3-1 when he was with the OKC Thunder, him deciding to leave Golden State and team up with Kyrie Irving, and then leave the Brooklyn Nets and go to the Phoenix Suns, I think in the people's eye, right? I'm not talking about us, but I think in the normal people's eye, they view it as, you know, Kevin Durant making some bad decisions, and they don't appreciate his game to the magnitude that I feel like they should.
You mean the decisions overshadow his talent and his play on the court because people are more focused on that off-the-court storylines
versus what he's actually doing within the game of basketball. This is a 2-time Finals MVP, a 2-time NBA champion, scoring champ. We know he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. We had Mama Durant on Freddie and Harry the other day. I sung to Mama Durant. You know what I mean? I was throwing some little tunes to Mama Durant. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But I think when you look at the global part about it and how everyone views Kevin Durant, I don't know if they appreciate Kevin Durant the way they should as a superstar. I know we do.
Here's what I'll say about the Kevin Durant of it all. And, Perk, I think you did a great job of framing the conversation. I completely agree with your position, KP. I would say when it comes to on the court or in the field of play, no one has done less with more than Kevin Durant. He is the NBA version of Aaron Rodgers. And what I mean by that is his own individual talent and the talent that's been around him. This guy has had 3 MVPs in the prime of their careers around him. You had Russell Westbrook with Oklahoma City Thunder. You had James Harden that was a part of that situation. You also had Steph Curry with the Golden State Warriors. You had James Harden again with Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn. And you guys in 4 years won a grand total of 1 playoff series. And then you have the situation now in Phoenix with Devin Booker and with Bradley Beal. What I'm saying is this. Nobody is debating whether or not Kevin Durant is a top 20 player. From JJ Redick's standpoint, I think it's a straw man argument. Maybe he was pandering because he had Devin Booker in front of him. But nobody is debating the greatness of Kevin Durant when it comes to his individual talent. But when we start talking about the guys that are the all-time greats, the guys that are in the pantheon of the NBA, what separates them is being able to have success at the highest levels of sport, having those intangibles that lead to you being able to compete in the NBA Finals consistently, being able to win championships. You compare them to LeBron James and saying that, oh, well, he's had the second most 25-point seasons in terms of his overall average. Well, guess what? LeBron James, when he left the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time, went down to Miami, won a couple of championships, but then he was able to take that secret sauce, that DNA, from winning a championship in Miami and replicate it in Cleveland. And then he replicated it with the LA Lakers. So far, Kevin Durant hasn't been able to do that. So if we want to compare Kevin Durant to the other guy that's been the best player in the NBA over the last decade or so, that's where Kevin Durant falls short. And I think that it's fair to criticize him in that regard.
Before you jump in, that's a strong take. You said nobody's done less with more. At first, I thought you misspoke. You meant more with less. Less with more than Kevin Durant. Do you feel like that's a fair statement, Perk?
I mean, to back up Canty's point, okay, think about this, Molly. We talked about LeBron James and how he went back to Cleveland, right? Because he knew that he needed to go and do it on his own, and he did that. And LeBron James has been on record talking about that's the best championship that he's won out of his 4. Okay, you look at the late, great Kobe Bryant, right? The 2 without Shaq is what actually elevated Kobe Bryant in the GOAT conversation. Just 2 months ago, about 2 months ago, Kevin Durant was, I believe, on his podcast, okay? Kevin Durant said that he should be in the GOAT. Why is he not in the GOAT conversation? The reason that you're not in the GOAT conversation is because you have to get it done by being the leader of your team, by being the guy that, saying, you know what, I'm going to take you from the foundation and win it on my own. And he hasn't done that. All the all-time greats, every single person that we consider or go back and forth with that's in the GOAT conversation has went and led their team to the championship. Kevin Durant hasn't done that yet. And the fact of the matter is we will always remember what Kevin Durant did in his journey, right? And he has the right to do whatever the hell he want to do. But think about this for a second. He blew a 3-1 lead against the Golden State Warriors, okay, and then joined them the next year, all right, won 2 NBA championships, 2 finals MVPs, could never really get out of his mind that he always was going to be in the shadows of Steph Curry because Steph Curry is Golden State. Okay, then you leave Steph Curry, which was, in my opinion, which was crazy because you could have had 2 more championships and possibly 2 more finals MVPs under your resume, and you go team up with Kyrie Irving. And then all of a sudden you team up with Kyrie Irving and James Harden, and it was one of the greatest failures of all times when it comes to a situation like that. Now you're back in Phoenix. You have a future Hall of Famer around you in Devin Booker. You have another future Hall of Famer.
Perk dealing with some technical difficulties. One thing I want to jump in, though, where I feel like I have to defend Kevin Durant here, damned if you do, damned if you don't. As far as what Perk was saying, the sentiment in terms of if he had stayed with Steph Curry, more championships, more MVPs, et cetera. But he was being crucified for going to the Warriors. So then he's saying, okay, now I'm going to get one on my own. And that was a failed experiment. But you can't put that all on Kevin Durant.
That's why I want to go,
Nets
Molly.
situation.
See, that's why I want to go with it.
So yes, shaky. Wait 1 sec. So yes, some like shaky decisions. I understand. But to say no one's done less with more, I mean, that's there's still teammates involved in other people.
So that's my point. When you look at the Brooklyn Nets, that wasn't Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant loved basketball. Kevin Durant could be counted on, right? When he couldn't control what Kyrie had going on, and then James Harden didn't like it, and then we crucified.
Yeah, but hold on. He can control what he says about Kyrie Irving going missing for not one.
Chào mừng đến với Bình Nguyên Vô Tận. Sẵn sàng, kẻ địch sẽ xuất trận sau 5 giây. Cả đội xông lên.
Pardon me and my bulging muscles. Ha! Ha!
First blood! You have been defeated. Double kill!
Vedalin ko sunyan kosil.
An enemy has been defeated. An enemy has been defeated. Double kill!
Note to self, golden armor is stupidly heavy.
Shut down! You have been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
Welpan Goryamba.
Your tower has been destroyed. An enemy has been defeated. You have defeated an enemy.
This needs the Midas touch. Midas wave!
An enemy has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower. You have been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
Vedalin ko sunyan kosi.
An enemy has been defeated. Double kill. You have been defeated. Ace. Triple kill.
Chào mừng đến với Bình Nguyên Vô Tận. Sẵn sàng, kẻ địch sẽ xuất trận sau 5 giây. Cả đội xông lên.
Pardon me and my bulging muscles. Ha! Ha!
First blood. You have been defeated. Double kill.
Vedalin ko sunyan kosil.
An enemy has been defeated. An enemy has been defeated. Double kill.
Note to self, golden armor is stupidly heavy.
Shut down. You have been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
Well, Goryamba.
Your tower has been destroyed. An enemy has been defeated. You have defeated an enemy.
This needs the Midas touch. Midas wave!
An enemy has been defeated. Your team has destroyed a tower. You have been defeated. An ally has been defeated.
Vedalin Kosunyan Kosi.
An enemy has been defeated. Double kill. You have been